let's start with some stuff here with Superman. I mean, it's going to be Superman heavy for the next couple of weeks, guys. We know that. Coy knows that. Coy today had James Gunn was on the DC show, so make sure you guys go check that out. Was happy to see them on there. Was happy to see Coy finally on the couch. I'll say it. He belongs there. All right. Superman gets a new theatrical poster as fans share reactions to 30-minute preview the screening that they saw. 30 minutes of footage from James Gunn's Superman screen during a fan event in Manila yesterday, and some reactions for those in attendance alongside with an awesome new poster. The Superman World Tour kicked off in the Philippines yesterday with around 30 minutes of footage from the movie screened at a fan event, which James Gunn and stars David Corenswet, Rachel Brosnahan attended. Full breakdown of the preview has not been shared online, but from what we can gather, it was from early on in the movie, not the very start, and not too surprisingly, didn't feature any major reveals. We do have some reactions from fans who caught the screening, which are all highly positive. In addition, a new poster for the DCU reboot has been released, giving us a retro-style look at the Man of Steel with the supporting characters featured below in the style of the original theatrical one-sheet for Richard Donner's Superman the movie. We also have a leaked version of the teaser that was shown at the event, but it contains only one new shot of Lex Luthor, a.k.a. Nicholas Hoult. All righty, let's see. Superman hit box office tracking. Predictions in the 95 to 135 million. That's a big jump. Opening weekend range. Movie has already taken in 10 million from ticket pre-sales alone. Wow. That's it's more than the Marvels made in its entire run. I kid. All right. So the next thing there, you get some, again, you have David Corenswet and Brosnahan, some more people just kind of.
That was Travis Kelce for a second. I was like, why is he in Manila?
So it's like, no way. I saw the first 30 minutes of Superman after feeling so hopeless the entire day. Needless to say, it was damn beautiful. Time flew by, and Superman himself in the cast was right in front of me. We were treated to the world's first 30-minute preview of Superman in wondrous IMAX during the global town tour's first stop. Let's see. I got the chance to watch the first 30 minutes of Superman. It was amazing. James Gunn has done it. Let's see. Okay. Superman also stars in it. Shows everybody. Okay, great. All right. So there's two things. The first is awesome that they were able to show this. Awesome for those people who got a chance to see it, right? I take these reactions the same way that I did from Jurassic World the other day. When Jurassic World, people who got to see this thing and are all hyped up, and Superman himself and Lois Lane come out, I take it with a grain of salt. Not to say I don't believe them. I take it with a grain of salt because you can get intoxicated from that environment. You guys been guilty of it. We've all been guilty of it. You see that all these things, the environment. I mean, Winston, I always bring it up. Thor: Love and Thunder. Everybody was sniffing something. I did not. I had a gas mask on. Everybody else got hit, not me. But it happens. So these people were excited to see it. Again, not taking away that this all could be very, very legit. But I think we have to wait until the fans are going to pay for it, go and check it out and see the full thing and all that. But I don't know, you might feel differently when somebody. What about you? Man, oh man, I get it. You're like, I have my go-to coffee. I'm good. It's familiar. It does the job. Yeah, but then I tell you that you're missing out on something way better. Trade. They introduce you to new, freshly roasted coffees, and they're next level good. Once you taste it, there's no going back. I'm not kidding you. It'll ruin boring coffee for you forever in the best way possible. Trade is the #1 coffee destination, bringing you fresh coffee from over 50 of the country's top roasters. You take their quiz, and in under a minute, they're going to match you with the perfect coffee. If that first bag isn't quite right, Trade's going to replace it for free until they nail it. Trade's prices are on par with grocery store brands, but the quality, it's next level. Plus, you're supporting local roasters, and it is a win-win. I love it. I've been using them for so long. I've been talking to me. If you've been listening to this show, you know how much Trade is like my thing. I have this big bag right now. I'm going to switch over to the next big bag because that one's out, and I've been using it. I've been every morning just been like, oh, here we go. I get excited for my coffee because of Trade. Right now, Trade is offering our listeners 50% off your 1-month trial at drinktrade.com/Kristian. Exclusive offer for you guys. That's drinktrade, TRADE.com, Kristian, for 50% off your 1-month trial. drinktrade.com/Kristian.
I think it's not even just that. I think it's, I think about, sadly, Kraven the Hunter. where
Yes.
the first 10 to 15 minutes, I was like, what was everybody talking about? This movie is fantastic. And
Right.
then the movie got started for real. And I was like, oh. And
Right.
so I think the other thing that has to happen, 30 minutes is not nearly enough. You need the full movie. You need the full completed movie. And it's the same thing we've been saying for weeks now about any of the screenings that were happening that were test screenings. That is, it's in the name for those that it's a test. It's to see what works, what doesn't work, what do we need to tweak, all that kind of stuff. And like you said, this is a fan event. This is a press event. People are hopped up on Superman. People are in Superman outfits. David Cordswit's walking by. People are like, oh my God. So like, it's not going to have quite the same effect versus, you know, I understand people that don't want to trust critics fully, but I would rather hear what critics are going to say at a completed film as to what's going on, and truthfully, more so from the critics screening than the premieres. A lot of people from the premieres, like you said, can get high off their own supply. I can admit it. I was wrong about Love and Thunder. It is what it is, but you know,
it happens. It happens. I mean, that is the intent of that. That's what people don't understand. People don't do when they say like, oh, the studios will pay you. They pay you to review it positively.
They're manipulating you. Completely different.
Now they can manipulate you. Hey, you want to come to this press event and hang out with The Rock and then go see the movie with The Rock? You know, it's like
the whole time you're there, The Rock says something, you feel like, that was amazing, Rock.
Oh, it's a good time with the guy. I don't want to say anything negative about his movie. That it happens to people. I see it. It happens to people. They don't tell you. They don't ever tell. And I've never once had anyone say, "Hey, it was a positive review, will you? Hey, you had a good time, right?"
But if they got drinks first,
right? I have been to press screenings, not even events like this, but I've been to press screenings where they're like, they know the movie is not good, and what do? They give you, oh, here's 4 free drink tickets.
I think it was great. I remember the shinies.
Oh, I love the scene when the guy was talking.
I remember with the Flash. When I went to the Flash, there was a press screening, but they let fans in. So you had all these people dressed like the Flash and Superman go, woo! Every time something happens, and I'm like, what was that funny?
It's like if you're in a comedy club at a corporate event, nobody's drinking. The atmosphere is completely different. If you're at a comedy club at 11 o'clock on a Saturday night, packed room, different experience. In general, it doesn't necessarily mean the content is any different, but you never know. Coy, what do you make of this so far? But if you're DC, you're still pretty happy that you're getting this kind of hype, right?
So it's June 20th. I personally, I empathize with the folks that have only seen 30 minutes, but I'm glad we're not doing the whole movie yet in a wide way. Like, the movie's 3 weeks away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's sustainable for spoilers or for certain things. This marketing has done a great job at being evolutionary, right? Like, the first trailer to the second trailer to the third trailer, all were different enough, but none of them revealed too much. And I, as someone who hasn't still seen the movie and who doesn't know the story, doesn't want to know it until I see the movie. So I like this 30-minute thing. Obviously, some people wouldn't want to just see the beginning of the movie, but then those people could opt out of the tickets. So I think it's a good way to build hope and excitement and like actual conversation. I don't disagree with anything you're saying, but I would rather have stuff like this where it's traveling the world with the cast, where it's showing some and having the hype build than doing a trailer 3 weeks out that's like, here's the third act. So I'm hoping we lean more this direction going forward. I do think there is, legitimacy to hype, whether or not it's full. Like, I need the asterisks. I need to acknowledge the asterisks, but I do like hearing the average person getting excited,
of course,
because that's only going to help movies. And I'm very excited that they're not showing so much 3 weeks early.
The other thing is it extends your reach. It extends your reach past the normal people of just like, hey, I follow these online critics or I follow these influencers. This is a fan who happened to get the thing picked up and it hits the airwaves and people are checking it out and going, oh, what's this? And then it spreads and it's good to have fans hyped up about it, no doubt. It's just like, but is that an indication that the movie's incredible? No, it's not.
There's also the matter of like, anytime a critic or someone that talks about movies online says anything, if it's strongly negative, then everyone's going to say, oh, that you're not a fan. And if it's strongly positive, oh, you got paid. So like, that's why Rotten Tomatoes added the audience score. And now that's people like spamming it. So there is no way to know except for either finding individual like-minded hosts that you identify with, like as their personality, as their taste, or see the movie.
Right. Or see the movie. If you want to see the movie, check it out. You think for yourself. So, they talked about box office in this report, and there's like, and I said that's a pretty big jump. They said anywhere from 95 to 135, whatever. It's like that's like, well, it could make $10, it could make $100 million. It's like that's a pretty big jump. But there's another massive jump. There's a massive jump. There's another report here that says Superman box office tracking reveals the movie could open with as little as 90 million, which I think is a misleading headline, considering that we've also got a potential that could make 135. So it's like, what is it? They said we finally have a box office tracking number for Superman, and while the outlook is mostly positive, there's indications that the DCU reboot could open with as little as 90 million in North America next month. We've seen a lot of estimates, guesstimates for Superman's opening weekend in recent weeks. Some went as high as 185, and a few pundits didn't shy away from throwing out the $200 million figure. First DC Studios movie has finally hit tracking boards today, with Deadline reporting that it has a 125 million to 145 million outlook. However, the trade has spoken to various distribution sources who believe the real range is 90 million to 125. That's a massive number. Like, could be that's huge. It's like $30 million. The report looks at whether Superman is considered a first choice title, with moviegoers concluding that it's currently beneath Thor: Love and Thunder, The Batman, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Not a bad place to be, but here's where things get a little worrying. As the trade puts it, first choice for Captain America: Brave New World is higher than Superman by 71% at the same point in time. That movie opened at 88 million. In addition, Superman's first choice is 64% behind that of Matt Reeves' The Batman. Superman did well in terms of pre-sale tickets, topping the Fantastic Four first steps, but it's typically the hardcore fans who buy those tickets this far in advance. The DC brand is tarnished thanks to the DCEU, and sources tell Deadline that when it comes to Superman's opening weekend, it boils down to reviews. At first glance, these numbers are a little concerning. Assuming Superman can top 100 million, DC Studios will likely be pleased, but it's how well the movie performs in the weeks that follow, which will count. The odds are stacked against the Man of Steel, as he finds himself sandwiched between Jurassic World and the Fantastic Four first steps. Hollywood Reporter is running with 135 million debut for Superman, but has similarly heard that 90 million to 125 is a strong possibility. Recently, James Gunn denied claims that DCU's future hinges on Superman's success. That's not the truth for me. My truth is that this is the first movie out of DC Studios. Other people may say it's going to be a home run, nothing else. I'm like, no, I'd be very happy with a double. Effing Iron Man wasn't the be-all, end-all. It wasn't Avatar. We are doing something that's a piece of the puzzle. It's not the puzzle itself. It's just this one movie. It's not everything. I'm responsible for my piece of the pie. I've got to make my budget back. I'll be happy with that. Coy, you're going to have to be left out of some of this conversation. James Gunn, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan creatively. I'm a big fan of what he is trying to do, the task that he has to accomplish here. My man is a master of spin. He's a master of spin. He is very, very good at saying, and we'll get to another story in a little bit. Like, oh no, I was never going to use that shot in the first place. Come on, man. It's like, come on, man. So you can, come on. Like, you can hide. Go ahead. It's fine. But, come on, man. And then so this is one of those things. I don't disagree with him. We've said this. He'd be happy. Well, he needs to make his money back. He's gonna be okay if he makes his money back. He's not gonna be happy if he just makes his money back. He wants it to be a hit. Who wouldn't want it to be a hit? He wants it to be a hit. He wants to be able to go forward. Go ahead.
It's the studio. It's Zoe Kravitz. No, I'm just happy to be nominated. No, right. I it's not that big of a deal. Like blah 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 blah. And then as soon as the veil comes up, yeah, I want this damn award. You know how hard I work for this. Like it's the same thought process. So of course,
but what comes with it though is he is the head of the studio. He has to. Right. What he's doing is the right call. And I tell Rocha this, and I'll tell him on Monday. I think Rocha's really tough on him. I think Rocha's too tough on him. I think Rocha, the fact that I think there's a lot of people who are too tough on him. I think the fact that what he's trying to do, and he's saying, look, I just want to make a good movie. I want people to enjoy it. If it makes the money back, that's good for me. Clearly, he's not going to say, "Hey, we lose money as people like it." You want to make your budget back. He wants to make money. He wants the movie to be successful because he wants to continue on, and he wants to be looked at as a success. That's the truth. It's what it is. As far as the budget goes, I'm not taking any of these budgets. It's not budget. The projections for the box office. Not taking any serious because I got one word for you: Minecraft. The thing was projected at whatever the hell it was, and it like doubled or went shot way past it. People are excited for this Superman film. They're excited for it. It's gonna. There's no. I would put a bet. There's no world where this movie makes 85 to 90 opening weekend. It'll make. Pass it. Go ahead, Coy.
I can speak to the tracking being so broad that normally tracking is within relativity. We've actually talked about how tracking is done. I've never seen a range like this ever. I've never seen between 90 and 135 is literally like half of the original estimate added to it. Like that's a rate. Like half of 90 is 45. You add 45, it's between 100 and 150% of our goals. What? So I would say tracking wise, this movie has more buzz than I've seen in years around something in this type of film. I don't know how much of that is my algorithm because I'm obviously saying Superman a lot. I'm searching Superman a lot. I'm working Superman a lot, but it feels so different. It is 2 weeks later that we get Fantastic Four. I have been very aware of Fantastic Four. I have tons of Fantastic Four comics. I have almost as many Marvel searches as DC because my job is DC. It edges it out slightly, but I looked at my actual searches. I'm getting maybe a fourth as much Fantastic Four. And so I get they're probably going to surge after Superman, but the fact that everyone's talking about Superman, there is no way it does 90 million opening with the hype.
No, and then Winston, to follow that up after that is that what I do agree with that article that we read is that, and we've said this a million times over, it's all about week 2. Like, because even though week 3 they got Fantastic Four and they're going to take a hit, obviously, it's week 2. Like week 2 is that movie's awesome. I got to see it again, or another DC movie that just doesn't hit it. And that's where they fall into problems. Week 1, that people want to see this movie. And again, the ones who really want to see it are going to see it. The ones who really want to see it are going to tell their friends how awesome it is if they love it in week 2, and then it's going to spread, because I am seeing a lot of people that don't know a lot about, the movie news and everything. They're very aware of this movie. This movie people are aware of, and people are hyped for it and want to see it and check it out, and they're interested. And I think that it's a time that you could use a character like Superman in the tone that they're expressing, so it really could hit. You look at like what Star Wars did in 77 during that time. It was a dark period of movies, and the movies that were hitting were Chinatown and things of that nature. And Star Wars was let's have some, let's fantasy and hope and everything. And maybe that's what we need right now. And maybe, and new stars and new people. It is so important to have someone like a David Cornsweet where you go, who's that? I don't know who that is. Oh, that's Superman. That's what you need, as opposed to who's that? I don't know. Oh, that's Leonardo DiCaprio. That's Brad Pitt. That's so-and-so. Like, that's Tom Cruise. This is his chance to cut his teeth. So Winston, all that stuff, what do you make of the opening weekend? What do you make of this in general? What say you?
I think that this movie, I truly believe I know we had joked about Jurassic World not joked, been serious about Jurassic World taking it. I think as we are seeing a lot of stuff happen in the world right now, if this movie truly delivers, if it truly delivers on the story, on the acting, on the vision that Gunn has been kind of pitching to us this whole time, I think you're going to potentially see Top Gun Maverick numbers, because we need this. And so I think, just all that being said, people went to go see Top Gun Maverick again because over and over and over again, because it was a good movie. The acting was phenomenal. It brought back nostalgia, which Superman would do. And we really hadn't hit that stride yet in theaters. We were still kind of coming out of the pandemic, and some movies were doing like okay. And then that was the beginning of it. And then obviously we got Spider-Man later, and Avatar and Barbie and all that. But it got people excited to go to the movies and to escape for a while and still have a great story that said something to you. And so if Superman, which is supposed to be the beacon of hope, is here, and we're seeing all this turmoil of superheroes being bought out by corporations. So the idea that corporations are doing stuff and the world feeling like it's at war, and then somebody can come in and deliver hope to the people. That is the type of movie that you would want to see it again. You'd want to take your mom, you'd want to take your kids. Like
right.
that's going to encourage you to go multiple times. And that is how you end up with a $1 billion movie, not because every person in America or around the world goes to see it, but that certain individuals see it multiple times and they bring people to come see it the first time.
I'm still sticking with, I don't think it's going to make $1 billion. I still think Jurassic World internationally will play bigger, but I think it's going to hit pretty heavy domestically. I still don't think it's going to be Jurassic overall, especially now. I mean, apparently, Coy, did you see Jurassic?
Yep. I don't know if I can talk about it.
You can't talk. Well, you can do. You
the
can
embargo. Is social embargo?
Social embargo. What are your initial thoughts? Social embargo.
Initial thoughts. The bar is low on this statement, but it is the best Jurassic World.
Okay.
World,
and like
not Jurassic franchise.
No,
world.
No.
Just checking.
Okay.
Yeah, but like I loved the experience going in with world level expectations, not park level expectations.
I see it on Tuesday, so I'm excited to check that out because I'm seeing a lot of people now that were initially after the premiere, same thing we were talking about before. Oh, it's great. And so then I start seeing people who are going to the screenings and starting to see stuff, and it's trickling out that it's pretty much the same thing. Like it's enjoyable. That adds to the fact that I think it's going to beef up some business, and it might beef up business in week 2, which is not good news for Superman. If it is pretty good, and if it is the best Jurassic World, people do want to go check it out and don't want to see a comic book movie, but like Jurassic Park, that could hit Superman right in the tights. So I think that Jurassic World will still be the winner out of all 3 worldwide. Domestically, I still think it'll be Superman. But Coy, you had other thoughts you wanted to make here?
Yeah, I do think it's interesting. We've never had quite this big of a July. So when you look at tracking, there's usually kind of comparables, but I do think Jurassic and then and then Superman and then Fantastic are kind of the craziest trifecta we've had this close, like a 9-day window and a 2-week window with Smurfs kind of thrown in there for a family thing. I think this could be the biggest month since the pandemic at least, but I also think we've never really had comparables of what it's like to have a 9-day gap and then a 2-week gap as far as repeat viewings. I do agree with Winston. I think Superman, if it's as good as it feels and looks and seems, people will want to live in that hope again. People will want to like live in that space. And I know personally, I really want to see all 3 one day. I want to spend a day going super Jurassic Fantastic. Because I can't think of a better, more. It's like the most child affirming day. Like what joy to have like 7 hours.
You say that, Coy, and I'm like, do I even have a day on the calendar where I can do that?
I took off August 12th. My next day off is August 12th, and I'm going to do it. Like that's my day.
You think that also
you're going to see all 3 in the theater
on August 12th? That's my next day off, and I want to go super Jurassic Fantastic.
Yeah, they'll still be in the theater at that point, unless
it won't be so crowded I can't like.
Yes, it's true. Unless they all are bombing. Then the chances of that happening.
But like it's 6 weeks after Jurassic. That should
you'd have to really be like making no money in order for it to get pulled that fast.
And I'm in LA. Like it'll be
right. It'll be playing. It's interesting. It's really interesting. So I ask you guys about this. What do you think overall? Do you think this is Superman's going to do 120, 130? Is it going to make that 90? Will audiences respond to Superman? Anything that we talked about when it comes to James Gunn and his thoughts about making the money back, that's good enough. Buy it, don't buy it. Put your thoughts in there, let us know.